If you've ever felt like although you've built your business is actually running you, then this video is for you. To be honest, I've started my own business a year ago, and to be quite frank, it isn't for the faint of heart. Between juggling clients, trying to deliver your product or service, managing a team or flying solo, and trying to squeeze in some sort of marketing strategy along the way, it's really easy to slip into habits that feel productive in the moment, but actually slow us down over time. In this video, I'm going to break down the 8 most common mistakes that I see small businesses make. And these mistakes cost time, money, and momentum. And yes, I've made more than a few of these myself. But the good news is you can fix all of them. Whether you're just getting started or you've been at this for years, these are the blind spots that quietly keep businesses back and the strategies that you can use to avoid them. Before we dive in, hi, I'm Susie. I'm a finance director, an investor, and a business owner. And on this channel, I talk about what it looks and feels like to own a business and have fun with it. If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, hit subscribe. I would love to have you. All right, mistake number 1, no SOPs. SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see small businesses make, is just to run the entire operation from their heads. If your business doesn't have standard operating procedures, let's call them SOPs from now on, then it's not a business, it's a high-stakes memory game. SOP is just a fancy acronym to call essentially standardized operations. Documented processes that keep your business consistent. They keep it efficient and delegatable. Without them, every single task becomes a custom job, because rather than referring to a checklist with all the processes on how to do something, you have to basically reinvent it from scratch every single time. Training new team members becomes chaotic and inconsistent, and the standard of your work may change from client to client. This is what you should do instead. You should start documenting repeatable tasks from today, even if it's just a screen recording or bullet points in a shared Google Doc. It doesn't need to be super complicated, and it doesn't need to be super fancy. It's just a list of tasks that you and your team need to follow in order to get you from point A and point B consistently and at a high standard. Future you will thank you. The second mistake is not doing the bookkeeping regularly enough. Bookkeeping is the action of capturing and categorizing every single business transaction. It allows you to understand where your money is coming from, what kind of income you're receiving, and allows you to understand where your money is going. What are you investing your money in? What are your expenses made out of? If you're not doing this exercise regularly, you're basically operating blind. I've seen too many small businesses just take massive decisions like hiring someone or investing a bunch of money in marketing by just looking at how much cash was in the bank account on that specific day, rather than through appropriate financial planning. This is a fast track to cash flow problems, not to mention tax season nightmares. This is what you should do instead. Set a recurring appointment in your calendar to have a finance day every couple of weeks or so. And this will be your date with your own money or your business's money. Reconcile the bank accounts, review your financial reports, and just keep things current. If you don't have the capacity for this, or if you don't feel like you have the technical knowledge to do this, it might be worth investing in a bookkeeper that can keep things tidy for you. Mistake number 3, not monitoring cash flow. Remember that revenue is not equal to cash. You might have earned some money, so you might have raised invoices to your clients, but if those clients don't pay you on time, that will become an issue. You can be profitable and short in cash. And actually, the majority of small businesses fail because of lack of cash. They don't have enough liquidity in their bank accounts to cover the day-to-day operations of the business. This is what you should do to avoid this. You should build a cash flow forecast. This can be just a very simple spreadsheet that tracks the expected cash that you see coming in the next few months and the expected outflow of expenses over the next few months. This will allow you to predict when there's going to be a shortage of cash and to plan for it in advance. I've actually made a video on how to manage cash flow as a business owner. I'm going to put it right here. Make sure that you watch it. I've packed it with all my best tips and tricks to make sure that you're always going to have cash in your bank account at all times. Mistake number 4, the fear of delegating or outsourcing. If you're stuck in the mindset, nobody can do it like I do, congratulations, you've created a ceiling for yourself. The fear of letting go keeps small business owners doing $25 tasks instead of focusing on $1,000 decisions. Think of delegation as an investment rather than a cost. The amount of money that you invest in delegating a task to someone else should free up your time so that you can earn 4 times as much as you're paying that person to do your task. For example, I've recently hired an editor to edit my YouTube videos. You may have probably seen the change in quality. Yes, it's true, I'm paying him every single month to edit my videos, but now I have over half a day back of my time that I can then employ to make that money back. Mistake number 5, hiring reactively instead of strategically. A lot of business owners wait until they're drowning in work before they start to hire people. This increases the chance of panic hires, hiring people that are not really a good fit for the job or for the company, or a very rushed onboarding and a sense of vagueness. And you may end up with a kind of disjointed team that isn't really cohesive and that doesn't work very well together. Strategic hiring starts before you're desperate. It's about building the right team, not just having more hands on deck. Here's what you should do instead. Identify your business growth direction over the next 3 to 6 months and plan the roles that you will need. Write clear job descriptions that tie into the company's values and overall goals rather than just a list of tasks. Planning appropriately for the hiring process allows you to really focus on the culture that you're building and the team that you want to invest in. Mistake number 6, not having any core values. If you don't have a set of guiding principles that are your North Star, then you're just going to be pulled in a billion different directions. Every decision is super hard to take. You don't have any guiding principles to stick to, and you don't have a direction you're aiming for. You may end up hiring the wrong people, or you may end up buying a bunch of stuff that you don't need, or accepting clients that don't really align with who you want to work with. Here's what you should do instead. Come up with 3 to 5 core values that actually mean something to you. Don't do all the vague and fluffy stuff like integrity or excellence and stuff like that. That's what everybody else is doing. Make them very specific to who you are as a small business owner and what your company is set out to do. How do you make decisions? Who do you actually want to work with? How do you actually want to work? These will set the foundation of your company's culture, and also they will be at the core of every decision that you take from now on. As an example, here are my 5 core values. Value number 1, we make the serious stuff fun. We shouldn't take ourselves too seriously, and work should be mostly pleasant. Core value number 2, remove fear with knowledge and doubt with action. This is an encouragement for myself, but also anyone who I work with, to take on challenges because they can be turned into wins. Core value number 3, we create organized chaos. This value means that perfection is unattainable, it doesn't exist, and even if it did exist, it would mean that things are still, that there's no change, that everything is unmovable. And this is the death of business. There should always be some level of, a little bit of chaos, but my job is to create a structure on which the chaos rolls and it doesn't create any clogs. Core value number 4, nothing is too complex to be simplified. At the core of my work, I deliver financial training and upskilling. So this value hopefully encourages people to ask me questions, because my job is to find an answer for each and every one of those questions, no matter how complex the topic is. And then value number 5, doing something small 100 times is better than doing something big once. This is a reminder that meaningful change happens over time, and it takes a million tiny steps rather than a big dramatic gesture only done once. Mistake number 7, expecting immediate returns on marketing efforts. I am absolutely guilty of this. Here I am. You can arrest me if you want. I struggle with this myself because sometimes, most of the time, marketing feels like just throwing spaghetti all over the place and you have no idea if anything is sticking. When our social media content isn't getting as much traction as you would hope or as much attention as you would hope, it's really easy to want to just pull the plug on it. What's the point in spending hours in creating reels or carousels or videos, etc., if only like a teeny tiny handful of people are actually engaging with them? But marketing is a long game. It's about consistency, data, and momentum, not instant wins. As small business owners, we need to trust that if we show up consistently and regularly, then we create the kind of trust in our audience who will hopefully keep coming back. And we will be there as soon as one of them or a few of them are ready to start working with us. This is what you should do instead. Set realistic expectations. Most marketing efforts need at least 90 days to gain any kind of traction, especially if you use social media platforms where the algorithm changes every few months or so. Use that time to test, try stuff out, and track results. Build systems like content calendars and welcome sequences and retargeting strategies. Overnight success is a myth. The truth is that it might take months, if not years, to build the momentum, which then hopefully will quickly propel you to the stars. And finally, mistake number 8, building a business around your capacity rather than on scalable systems. If you are the manager, the technician, and the face of the company, you don't have a business, you actually have created another job for yourself. It might be an amazing job that you really love doing, absolutely fine, but this will put a cap on the income potential of the business. The model works, but the moment that you want to scale it, it breaks. This is what you should do instead. Build systems that allow you to eventually step out of the day-to-day running of your business. Those SOPs would come really handy here. Automations, documented workflows, systems for training staff and collaborators in a way that allows you to really take a step back from the operations. You might still love doing the work, but build your business so that you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And there you have it. These are the 8 most common mistakes that small business owners, including myself, fall into. Let me know in the comments which one of these resonated the most with you. If you like this video, it would be amazing if you hit like and subscribe to the channel. It was a pleasure to spend this time with you, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.